I've known Iona for a few years now, and she's a terrific MU activist across many areas. But I know her also from the world of performing, where she is an award-winning, highly acclaimed and accomplished singer and musician.
By the banks o' Inverurie, I spied a bonny lass.
I became a member of the Musicians Union when I was 16 years old. That's when I started doing floor spots, support slots at local folk clubs, and even then I realised the importance of being part of a collective and part of a union which has time and time again stood up for my interests.
Now, the folk trad world right now has, you could call it a scourge of sexual harassment issues against women. And Iona has been very vocal on this, very personal, and has boldly cited her own, in many cases rather shocking experience.
Being able to call this out is an incredibly difficult thing to do, and I hope that more women will continue to call it out, as well as men calling it out as well. And being part of the Musicians Union, which provides the safe space, a musician's code of conduct, is a really great thing in order to try and tackle this systemic issue.
The work that Iona has been doing in terms of standing up against sexual harassment in the industry has been hugely valuable, predominantly because of Iona standing within the music industry itself and the bravery that it takes to actually speak out against what appears to be endemic across the industry, and particularly within the folk and trad scenes.
Another issue that I've been really passionate about is parenting in the music industry, of which the Musicians Union put forth a motion in the 2019 Women's Congress to support new parents.
We are delighted to congratulate Iona on being the recipient of the STUC Equality Award.
To try to increase members during the pandemic proved really difficult. There was less taxes in the ranks. To get people to speak to people was really hard.
It was traditionally around 50 members. We thought we could at least push that tenfold or more.
One of the main issues that we had in trying to increase the size of the membership is we don't have a static workplace.
So what we decided was that we would push for an SVQ course within Glasgow City Council for taxi and private hire drivers. That was successful, and through that it also proved to be a great recruiting tool for the branch, and the branch now stands at around 500 members.
They've been exemplary in how they've reached out and organised that membership now to a degree now that they've got a collective voice, they've got a voice that they're campaigning, not just industrially within the taxi drivers, but politically.
The COVID financial support was in big part to unite campaigning and lobbying the government. We met with Kate Forbes and we met with a few other important officials involved in the setting up of the grant funding for taxi drivers and taxi operators. It was a real lifeline through the pandemic.
Increased membership gives us a seat at the table with other stakeholders that previously we didn't have until we had the union name to back us up. But guys who were against the union, if you like, or were apprehensive about joining, are now starting to hear the benefits of being a member of the cab section.
But some of the stuff that our branch did was quite heartwarming and it was the good in society, not just the good within our members in the night, good people reaching out and doing, brilliant things.
And to give back to the community, they asked if there's any way that they could help, and were really willing to do so. So what they did was, they spoke to them at the food bank, and they said it would be really good if they could go and pick up stuff from the supermarkets and bring them back to the community centre. So that would be a bonus for the community.
It makes you proud as the Scottish Secretary that that's our branch, that's our members. I can't speak highly enough of them.
we're absolutely delighted that we've been recognised as well as our members.
My name is Mel Gorrie. I am a union rep with the CW, Communication Workers Union. When I was on one of the courses at college, we got handed a pamphlet for other courses that were available. And one of them was a ULR, so I asked questions about what a ULR was, and it sounded great. So I went back to my branch and asked to get trained up as a ULR.
Mel was nominated for the Helen Dowie Award this year, simply due to the different things that she had to accomplish and get over due to COVID.
When I worked in BT Business Billing, I was introduced to Mel because she was the learning rep. She's completely aware about the telecommunications sector and how it's basically more male to female, that ratio.
Seeing the people going on to a course and just really enjoying the course, and even sometimes getting that bit of feedback that just says, look, thank you for arranging it.
She approached me and she made me aware of the STUC CCNA course. Without that course, I don't think I would have been where I am today.
We've had quite a lot of courses that have impacted people. A lot of people have gained promotions through the courses that we've run, and they've went into different departments within the company, and not all just within BT. One of the nicest emails that I got was from a gentleman learner we had over at O2 Capita. He was getting just under £20,000 a year in a call centre, and he absolutely hated it, and he knew it wasn't what he wanted to do. And then after he got the STUC qualification, he then got to work from home, which allowed him to care for his disabled wife.
I think Mel's hard work, her dedication and also her enthusiasm. She also doesn't take no for an answer very often.
From day one since I've met Mel, she's always been very approachable. You'll always get Mel the same way. It's tireless work, but she's earned that award at the end of the day.
Mel has been a ULR for several years and has done an outstanding job for several years, and I'm delighted that she's been able to be recognised as a recipient this year of the Helen Dowie Award.
If it wasn't for the funding we get through Scottish Union Learning, a lot of my members would never have been able to afford the courses that they've been able to go on to, which would have restricted the progression they've been able to make within their careers within the company. It's an honour. I know it's cheesy to say that it's an honour, but it really is. It means an awful lot to me.
How the safe zones came about was it's when the government brought out the guidance regarding masks. Everybody used to wear masks, and the problem we had at the start was the guidance. The company would read the guidance differently from what we would read the guidance. I decided, right, it wasn't safe for a conductor to dispatch a train wearing a mask, because that is the most crucial part of a conductor's role.
I think what Gary has actually done, he's went above and beyond what's been required from Gary Pollock. He's made sure that management sit up and listen, take notice of some of the mitigations, the measures that Gary has actually advocated in order to actually keep not only staff but passengers safe when they use Scotland's trains.
And what we got it was a wee barrier. It was Velcro on it, right? A wee bit of rope on it, Velcro, and I had a wee sign on it saying, do not enter staff working here. They put that up, and then that made sure that passengers didn't come through that bit here. You were at the door to make sure they weren't coming on there anyway.
Gary has actually held Scotland's railway to account when it comes to the virus. Gary would be up against countless challenges by management, because management clearly have a job to do, and that job is to make sure that Scotland's trains run.
I just can't take the credit myself, right? Because we had a working party, and I've got an R2 health and safety coordinators there.
Absolutely delighted that Gary Pollock has been given the recognition that Gary rightly deserves.
I'd just like to add that it's an honour to get the STUC Frank Maguire Health and Safety Award.
Hi, my name's Joan Tasker. I work for SAMH, and over the last few years I have been doing quite a lot of online learning, and this is through Unite. When I worked in the shops like Galbraith's or Morrison's, I would struggle sometimes putting even stuff out on the shelf. Sometimes I would stand in a corner crying. It's now in black and white that I am dyslexic.
I've known Joan ever since I was appointed as an officer. She's an asset to the branch, she's an asset to the members, and she's an asset to me as an officer, absolutely through and through. Joan never ever wastes an opportunity to not be speaking about STUC learning.
She's done several online learning courses, and due to the pandemic we moved a lot of our learning online, and I think from what I could see Joan had done over 50 courses. She's had different challenges in her life, shown great amounts of perseverance and determination.
Every hour of the day can be so different, but there's also courses I've did that has actually helped me when it comes to representing members. You know, for instance, there's the remote working. That meant that I had the sort of tools if someone was having trouble at work that had to work from home.
I think Joan is thoroughly deserving of the recipient of the Learner of the Year.
You more than deserve it, Joan. Hardly anybody I know works as hard as you do. You absolutely deserve it, enjoy every minute of it, and I couldn't be happier for you. Well done.
She's had different challenges in her life, and you know, especially around about dyslexia, especially from early age in school.
So to be receiving this award, I very often I'm stuck for words, but I am. You know, I can't wait.